like to wish everybody a wonderful morning. My name is Ted Keeseekoose. I'm from the Keeseekoose First Nation within the Treaty 4 territory of Saskatchewan. I am a survivor, a residential school survivor, with all my family, my brothers and sisters, including my mom. We have about 18 to 25 years of residential school within our family. I'd like to reach out to the bishops in regards to my presentation that I will be presenting to you in regards to moving forward towards conciliation, which conciliation is about choice, it's about individuals, it's about families, and it's about communities. As we move forward, our community and our people want closure, and we have found 54 hits within our community through our oral tradition that guided us through the process. Our elders, our survivors, with the blessings of our leadership. I also want to acknowledge the bishops, the opportunity to sit with you and present what we feel is very important. This is more or less a preamble for the visit to Rome. Whether the Pope apologizes or not, I truly believe at the end of the day, the direction is going to be given to all the bishops in Canada in regards to what are the next steps for individuals, for our families, and for our communities. And I really feel there are a lot of survivors that want the apology. There are also a lot of survivors don't really feel good about the apology. So in moving forward about the apology, it has to have meaning to it. It has to come from the heart, and also it has to have the next steps as we move forward. We've had an apology from our Prime Minister. A lot of survivors have felt there was no meaning to it. Everything stopped after the apology that he made. There was no next steps. So I really feel you bishops, I really feel the responsibility is going to be put on your shoulders, each and every one of you, from the Pope, when he does take the position of apologizing and also coming to Canada to directly face our survivors. Our leadership and our chief has recognized that healing is very important to our community. This issue we have with us, it's a human rights issue, not a political issue. The news that there were 215 grave sites in British Columbia triggered all survivors. We knew that we had to go through the same process. The historical record of Keeseekoose and the oral tradition includes what survivors directly experienced, what survivors saw, and what survivors heard regarding the activities at the Fort Pelly Residential School and the St. Philip's Residential School. These stories have been part of our truth-telling for over 125 years. And that's through our elders' oral history. We all knew that we would find grave sites. These stories of abuse have been shared in testimony to the independent assessment process and the Truth and Reconciliation hearings. Although the information regarding the missing usually fell on deaf ears, it was not that they could not hear, but they did not believe. Many Canadians today still cannot believe that a human being could treat another human being being especially a child like we were treated. Many in the churches could not believe that those committed to God could treat children that way. I have shared my story publicly of abuse, and I could tell you firsthand that these things happened to myself, my brothers, my sisters, and my mother. Keeseekoose survivors and families want closure, as Reclamation re-traumatizes our families within our community. Every time there is a missing and murdered woman or girl, it's identified. It is a reminder of the loss of our loved ones. Every announcement of residential school grave sites re-traumatizes survivors and our families. Survivors want closure and healing. But we also know we need to share our story. It is our responsibility. There needs to be truth-telling, takeaway win. We need to support our family members on their journey to the other side. In our language, truth is takeaway, and truth-telling is takeaway win. And this means truth-telling for all. We have reached out to the NCTR, the Archdiocese, as partners, because victims and perpetrators need to heal if we are going to take a step closer to closure. Forgiveness is very hard, but it is powerful because it empowers. As a survivor, I am the only person that can forgive. It is my choice. And that choice is on the table for everyone. As you and I look at residential schools, my friends, we can see very clearly the direct impacts of the colonization process within Canada. I'll give you an example. I am a treaty right holder. My inherent right comes from the Creator. We are sovereign people with a right to govern ourselves. Colonial governments decided on our rights. And the example of that is the Indian Act and the Department of Indian Affairs and residential schools. Little has changed. It is either assimilation or genocide. There are more of our children in foster care today than there were in residential schools. Colonization is what's holding our communities back. We need real conciliation. We hear many calls for reconciliation. Our challenge is reconciling back to when. We cannot identify a time we would like to go back to. We are open. We describe seeking after this reconciliation myth. Reconciliation, and that's spelled with a W, W-R-E-C-K, reconciliation. We are promoting real conciliation, where we can jointly build a relationship. Our trauma was not created by our people. Outsiders brought this pain, and most would say with good intentions. We have waited for healing from the outside. But we all know within our families and within our communities, it will only happen inside ourselves and inside our communities. We know that change has to be community-led, using our traditional teachings. We know closure will have to be done by ourselves. People ask the how. How will this be done? I have already talked about truth-telling by everyone that's involved. We need to seek real conciliation not search for a time we can reconcile back to. We are treaty right holders with the inherent right. The inherent right is defined by the Creator, and it is within our creation story. The roles and processes are very clear, and they are taught in the ceremonies. And our creation story is unwritten. It's by oral history. And those prayers have been around for 1,000 years or more, and they're still here today. Outside solutions in mental health has not helped us heal. We as the people need to take responsibility for our healing. We did not create the problem, but we need to create the solution. The elders have on the land camp within our community, where we use the land to heal. Knowledge keepers will be providing mental health supports to individuals, to families, and community members. We need to respect our family members by acknowledging this, so we will be maintaining each of these 54 grave sites. We will be leading the research to identify who's buried. We are working with our school to create a virtual museum. We are working with our bishop from the Diocese of Regina, Don, all summer with many meetings, many open discussions with our parishioners of St. Philip's. And it's not easy. It's painful. It's unbelievable. There's some denial. But as we move forward with Dawn, with our working relationship, we truly believe we got the right instrument to find the solution for the issues within our community, within our families. And as we move forward to bring closure, the oral history is the one that guides us through the Creator. The Catholic Church have scriptures. The Anglican Church have scriptures. Every other church has scriptures, along with our Christians. And our traditional and oral history is no different. It's about love, it's about caring, it's about peace amongst one another, of reconciling differences with individuals, with families, and within our community. Thank you very much.